Hello everyone, welcome to our pre-calculus pre-recording video. This is our lesson 16 and 17 for the midterm exam preparation. This is the review. So these are the agenda. First of all, our midterm is on October 6th and 2021. This is from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. as usual time. Then chapters 1 and chapter 2 midterm exam, as you can see. These are the topic: the distance and midpoint formulas, graphs of equation in two variables, intercept, symmetry, line, functions, all the things that we have covered so far, which means that quiz 1 and quiz 2 syllabus. Okay, so let's look at the slides. Basically, this will be exactly as our quiz 1 and quiz 2. So already you have seen to find out the distance, to find out the midpoint, we use the distance formula, midpoint formula between 2 points, etc., etc. Then we have finding the equation of lines. These are the finding equation of lines. One important thing that we can add here is actually we can, let's go back. Okay, one important thing that we can add here is for our midterm, how it is different from our quiz. Let me tell you that also, so that you have a clear picture about the mid and about the quiz. Mid and quiz. So in the quiz, our questions are like question number 1, A, B, C, like this, and then question number 2, again A, B, C, like this. But for the midterm, our questions will be like this: question number 1, A, B, then question number 2 will start, then A, B, then question number 3 will start. That means you will not have C number in the midterm. The reason is midterm is 20 marks. Midterm exam is 20 marks. And quiz exam is actually 30 marks, as you already know that. Quizzes are 30 marks, midterm is 20 marks. Okay. But number of questions are same. We will give you 7 questions. You will have to answer 5 questions. If you answer more than 5 questions, we will keep best 5. Just like the quiz. So in this way, quizzes and the mid is same. We will give you the 7 question. You will have to answer 5. If you answer more than 5, then we will keep the best 5. But where is the difference? Difference is in each of the questions you will only have A and B, not C, just to match with the marking. Okay, that's why you see here you have 2 marks, here you have 2 marks, so total 4. That means if you answer total 5 question, 5 into 4 equals to 20. So we get it. Okay, we get this mark this way. This way we can balance it. Alright, so this is the difference between in mid and quiz. Hope this will be easier for you, hopefully. And this is the question related to the graphs and lines. So some equations and their graph will be given. You will have to identify. In this case, these are the questions, these are the answers. So you can. There are many ways to answer this kind of questions. First of all, you can manually try to draw all these lines, and you can check which ones are matching, or you can go for some trickier method. Suppose, okay, what is the y-intercept here? Then see this one y-intercept, this one y-intercepts are matching. You can think about that. Also, you know that vertical lines are x equals to some number, so this must be the vertical line. Horizontal lines are y equal to some numbers, that means this must be the horizontal line. Then you can look at the numbers. Actually, this is -4, so it will also match. So you can just use the critical reasoning also instead of drawing if you want, but drawing is also fine. Okay, so no problem with that. These all are revision questions, so basically we can skip rigorous discussion. If you have more questions during the class, we can discuss. Okay, you can ask us and we can discuss it. For this question, this is related to intercepts and symmetry. This is the intercept, this is the intercept, these two are x-intercept, this is the y-intercept, 0, 1 is the y-intercept. This question has y-axis symmetry, so it is even function. Symmetry with respect to y-axis. You will not have to say that it is even function, just to connect it with other topics. This is, if some function is y-axis symmetry, then it is even function. This question also you have seen, like intercepts and symmetry. So x-intercepts and y-intercepts and symmetry x-axis, and this is origin symmetry. Intercepts, x-intercept means where the line intersect the x-axis. Y-intercept means where the line intersect the y-axis. This is from quiz 1, application math. So related to the phone call, we will have to make an equation first, then we will have to apply some new situation, what happens based on the obtained equation. So in this case, 20 taka is fixed money and 2 taka per minute, that's why 2m. M is the variable here, because you will notice m will change in the next question also, the value of m. Although it looks like the number of text messages also changes, but for unlimited text message you have 20 taka, so we will not have to do anything with that 400. So this 20 will be fixed, but for 50 we will have to put 50 here. This is matching. This is, I think, still fresh in your mind, just from the quiz 2. Matching with the graph and their function, and if it is even an odd function, identifying it. You can see the solutions actually here. How do we know? If you say that, sir, how do we know that this one is the graph of this one? In that case, you will have to draw it. There is no actually alternative to see it unless or until we draw. Okay, just to see it visually, what happens. And in that case, you can just think about some values of random values of x. Then you can try to plot it. Then you will see that if you draw the graph of this equation, then you will get this graph, or you will get this shape. Okay, shape of the graph. Of course, exactly you will get this graph also, since this is drawn in computer software. So you will get exactly same graph if you draw it accurately. Even if you draw it freehand or just sketch it, you will see the same shape. Okay. This is for increasing, decreasing, and constant, etc. That kind of thing. So see, from minus infinity to here, increasing, then decreasing from here to here, then again increasing, then decreasing. Okay. This is local maxima, this is local minima. Domain is all real number. Range is from this point, which is plus 1 to minus infinity. That's the range. For this question, domain and range means the x values domain, y values are the range. This is some sets of numbers, so you can find out this way. And for this graph, you can see this is actually some square root function graph, and we don't need the function if the graph is given. So domain will be from 2 to minus infinity. That will be the domain, because it's going to the negative infinity. Consider that there is some arrow sign here. Okay. We took the screenshot here from the software, so that's why this arrow sign is. It's a continuous graph. Just consider it that way. Then our answer is minus infinity to 2, and range is from 0 to infinity. Okay, from 0 to infinity. Just to eliminate the confusion, suppose if the graph stops here, we will try to give a point. Or if you will see that within the graph from here to here, then the graph will stop here. Okay. So from minus infinity to 2 plus 2, and then from 0 to plus infinity. Although it looks like it's going to the negative infinity, then why it is plus infinity range? The reason is range is y value. That means it is that kind of situation, range. The graph is going to the left, and at the same time graph is going somewhat in the up also. And this is negative infinity for the x. This is positive infinity for the y. Okay, that's why positive infinity and negative infinity. Some people get confused about This is for the gravity of Jupiter, some planet from the solar system. So h of 1 equals to what? We just put 1 instead of x, then we get the answer. On the ground, what? So on the ground, h of x, this part we put 0, and x equals to what? We find out. Okay. This is the solution also, as you can see. This is the only new math that is added with our midterm. So this is the only type of maths we can say, because we can change the question. We can change, instead of 1.44, we can give some other numbers. We can change it. So this is the new kind. First question is identify the dependent and independent variables. So independent variable means the variable which do not depend on any other things. It takes the value itself. And dependent variable means the variable which depends on something else. In this case, this r is the independent variable. The value of r we can choose. Say value of r is 3, suppose. Then we can put 3 here and 3 here and do some calculation, and then we will get some answer from the calculation, which is the value of n. That means n is dependent on what? On r, on the value that we put. That's why n is dependent. R is independent. Why n is dependent? Because n value depends on the calculation here. That's why n is dependent. For n of 3, so just you put 3 here, you will see that this value will come, millions. And verbal explanation is there were 15.6 per million houses that had 3 rooms. This comes from this line. Evaluate n of 3, because this function is for the houses. And you will get 15.64 here, and that is in million. This is how we know that there will be million here. The question is in million. Okay, this is how we know this. So and this function is for the housing. That's why from there we know this line. Verbal explanation. So you see there is 2 parts here. One is n of 3 equal to what, and then verbal explanation. So if this question you see in the exam, remember there will be 1 mark for this and another mark for this. So if you answer only the first part, you will get only 1 mark. Okay, so that's why always you have to answer the both part. If there is 2-part question, here there is 2-part question. Evaluate this and provide a verbal explanation. So 2-part question here. Here also you have 2 part. What is the independent variable? What is the independent variable? Although answer is very small, dependent variable here is independent is r and dependent is n. You can just write dependent n, independent r. Then you will get the marks here. But you will have to mention both of them, or else you will get partial marks if partially correct. Okay. Yeah, that's all for the revision. You can practice some more maths if you want from this part of the book. Similar type, okay, somewhat similar type. You will not have to practice everything else since we already have taken all the important concepts that is needed or that we should discuss. Already all the important concepts of this quiz 1 and quiz 2 syllabus is taken here. So if you just cover all these things, hopefully that should be fine. Yeah, and this. So thank you all, thank you very much. Have a good day and see you all in the class, and best of luck for the midterm. Have a good day.